Food for Thought with Professor David Ndetei.
Welcome to another episode, Food for Thought with Professor Ndetei. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been looking at the subject of insomnia. Today, we wrap up the conversation by looking at solutions and management. Let's pick it up from where we left off last week. Earlier on, I'd mentioned the internal clock.
Yeah, our circadian rhythm.
Yes.
Looks like there's a clock in the brain, a very accurate clock. And that clock is specific to specific individuals. And sometimes we can somehow, as it were, time it. Many people will tell you, when I go to bed knowing that I must get to bed this particular time, 4 o'clock,
Yes.
and the clock and the alarm will sound at that time, many people will tell you, actually, I get up just before the clock.
Just before the clock. Yes.
So it looks like there's internal clock. That's not quite the same as circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is that clock in your mind, as it were. That's not necessarily an alarm clock. You know, you can have an alarm clock where you set particular time.
Yes.
But circadian rhythm is the way you normally sleep. From your mind is from this time you must sleep, up to this time you must sleep.
Yeah.
So when you travel and you go to the other side and you lose maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, or even more than 12 hours, your clock in your mind is still where you came from.
Yes.
And it may take a little bit of time for
To
it
adjust.
to adjust. That's what we call circadian rhythm. You hear that when you travel and your circadian clock rhythm is upset, take some medicine called melatonin, things like that. Maybe they work for different people, maybe they don't work for other people, and it's like adjusting your clock using melatonin or preparation of melatonin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, management, treatment.
Management, if a person has not been sleeping for some time and is interfering their work or whatever it is that they are doing, and may be causing the problems that we mentioned, taking drugs and things like that, I think we owe it to them to make them sleep. Yeah, to allow them to sleep, even as we investigate the reasons why they are not sleeping in the first place.
Okay.
So here it is very important that you have a very open discussion with your patients. If they have been taking drugs, or if they have been taking coffee, or taking alcohol, or even listening to music, or doing other things, those are abnormal coping behaviors. They should not self-medicate them. And quite often, frankly, by the time they go to see a doctor, it's so common. By the time to go and see the doctor, they have so medicated themselves.
Yeah.
They are already dependent on that medicine. They are already having problems of alcohol. So now you have to deal with those complications. But assuming those complications have not arisen, I think people can sleep. There are what we call benzodiazepine, that is a class of medicines that you can give, but in a very controlled manner. And you don't give a prescription for more than 1 week or 2 weeks before you review, so that they can sleep. The problem with those is that they tend to be very they can be addictive. But now we have medicines which are not addictive, and so you give them and they sleep also. There's no reason why somebody should go without good sleep. You give them, they seem to work very well, for whatever reason. They are not addictive and they work very well. But even as you do that, try to identify whatever psychiatric condition there may be. Try to identify whatever physical condition that there may be, and address those. Also, try to involve people who are very close to them in terms of, say, in the house, and who may be disturbed by these people not being able to sleep, they get involved. And if you involve relatives, the people who care, and they come here and they understand why so and so is behaving or not even sleeping, why this person now they are manic, sleeping is a waste of time, and they're disturbing everybody, and you involve everybody, and you say, if you can do A, B, C, D, and you help the patient to get involved in doing that A, B, C, D, and patients are intelligent. Relatives are very intelligent. If you involve them, then I think many admissions to hospitals become totally unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary.
Okay.
I think awareness, understanding what we have been emphasizing here, is the most important weapon that we have. There are other things that have been suggested, and I believe they work very well. When you don't fill up your belly with food as you go to bed, the reason is very simple, very physiological, simple. If you fill your stomach with hard to digest food, the blood, instead of going to the brain where it is needed for you to sleep, is diverted to the stomach to deal with the food there and absorb it. So many people will say, in the evening I take very light
meal.
Very light. And if they are in a party or something like that, and the family, they want to eat the family, then eat early, so that by the time you go to the bed, the food will have gone through the stomach. That's one of them. The other one is exercise. It's very important in terms of exercise. Is a very important. In fact, they say there are 4 things that you need to live very well. Number 1, you need sunshine. You need clean water. You need sleep, and you need exercise. Those things are very important, for your health. You see, some of the things that are very important for the health, and they have the ability to improve our health, including sleep. It just makes sure we have plenty of sun. It doesn't cost you, because it helps you to develop vitamin D, which is very good for your body and for your immunity. Water keeps you hydrated. People will tell you, by the way, if they go to sleep and they are dehydrated, they have not taken water, they may not sleep very well. But when they wake up in the middle of the night when they cannot sleep, it's because of a physical condition. Because they're dressed, they take a glass of water and they go off to sleep. You hear those stories quite a lot. So avoid dehydration, especially when we are going to sleep, and do a lot of exercise. Technically, there's nobody who's like you. You are unique. So at the end of the day, when you start seeing a patient, don't say, I have seen very many patients, and therefore because I've seen very many patients, I don't need time with you, because you are like many other patients I've seen. And the patient know that. Take them through the process, and I think under normal, that kind of consultation will last 1 hour, trying to understand the patient, explain it to the patient. So even when it comes sleep, try to analyze the kind of sleep there. Try to analyze the issues try to find out what kind of depression they have. Try to find out whether they ever do exercise. Try to find out, when we're talking about physical condition, when they go, they have a full belly, and then there's that physiological blood from the brain to the top. Find out whether they are dehydrated. Understand that person in his context.
As we finish, what's the importance of rest? And the reason I'm asking that is because I find we live in a very fast-paced society today. People want to do everything. In fact, sometimes I hear even some Christians say, tutapumzika binguni. Mtalala nikizikwa. So people work and work and work and work and don't take the time to rest.
It's very important to take time to rest. And let people take the annual leave. In fact, here we have quite a number of people here, and we'll see that they take the annual leave and go and rest. And when they come, we see they are different people. I presume I'm also be different.
Yes.
You can see they are very fresh, and it is very refreshing. Let's take care of this temple that we have been given.
Yes.
Yes.
Because without it, we are no longer...
Without it, then you
can't function.
You can't function.
Very true.
Yes. One of the ways of taking care of our bodies
is to rest.
Yes.
That's all the time we have for today. I feel sleepy, meaning I don't have insomnia. We'll catch up again next week when we have another topic for you on Food for Thought with Professor Ndetei. As always, we appreciate your feedback. So send us your feedback. If this is helping you, let us know. If there's discussions you would want us to have, let us know. 20316 SMS line, WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. Until next time, have a great weekend.
Food for Thought with Professor David Ndetei.